Welcome to the Spiritual Awakening with Shaz podcast, where we unlock the power within and navigate the journey of your self-discovery together. I'm Shaz, your spiritual mentor and life coach, here to help you tap into your inner guidance system and manifest your best life. Whether you're just beginning your spiritual journey or looking to deepen your practice, this podcast offers insights, techniques, and inspiration to elevate your consciousness and transform your reality. Get ready to shine your light and embrace your true potential. Remember, the answers are inside you. Let me be your guide on earth. Do you ever feel that the weight of your family's history rests on your shoulders? Like you're the one who senses the unspoken pain, who notices the patterns, and who somehow knows that you're here to change it? If that's you, then this episode will help you understand what it really means to be a generational healer, why your soul chose this assignment, and most importantly, how to shift, clear the patterns that no longer serve you, your family, or your lineage. Welcome back to the Spiritual Awakening podcast with Shaz. I'm your host, Shaz. Today we're going to talk about generational healing, why it occurs, how it happens, and why you're the one that chose to stand up for it, and it is the pathway that you and your soul has chosen for you and your family. This is a deeply personal conversation for me because I am a generational healer. Most of my family don't understand the patterns. They don't see what's going on behind them, but I've had to do lots of energetic clearing, letting go of absorbed emotions, old patterns, and rewrite our history in some essences in order to really define who I am and who I choose to allow our family to be moving forward. This wasn't something that came easy to me. I carried these emotions for many, many years. I went through cycles that didn't start with me, but let me tell you, they certainly ended with me. If you're wondering how to break free without losing yourself in the process, then this episode is going to help you understand what generational trauma is, how you clear absorbed emotion and problems, and how to rewrite those beliefs and patterns that no longer serve you. Because being the one to heal your lineage is very, very powerful. There are a chosen few that are up for this. It is not random. It's not accidental. It is something your soul chose before you even came here. You were chosen to do this work because you have strength. And yes, let me tell you, having strength means that we go through the depths of despair. We go through really humongous hurdles in order to navigate and to embody that strength. But you also have awareness and spiritual connection, understanding of the greater collective consciousness of the universe, and you understand the interaction between souls. And you are here to help your family rise and the world around you. Generational, or sometimes ancestral healing, is a process of identifying and understanding the limiting beliefs, the traumas, the patterns, all the things that have been wrong in your generations as we go back. This can show up in like repetitive aspects of, say, single parents. My mother was a single parent. I chose not to be that way. It was something that I wanted to be. Unfortunately, I couldn't have children, but it was a pattern I didn't want to repeat. But it was a pattern that I seen a lot in my childhood based on where I grew up. There's nothing wrong with that, but it is a pattern that wasn't something that we wanted to continue going on with. My brother helped break it by having a beautiful, solid marriage and family and children that is still strong to this day. He didn't even realize that he was breaking that generational pattern. It was something that come down through my mother and her lineage. And when you look at my aunts and uncles, a lot of them are on their either second marriage or they've got broken homes. It is a pattern that was created, and we wanted to break that in this generation so it didn't continue forward. My nan and my pop separated beforehand. I don't know how much further back it went, but they all sort of come from broken marriages. This is not a pattern that you do want to repeat, depending on who the players are within your family and how they show up. These behaviors that have been passed through the family line can be things like addiction. You will find that one addict will birth and create another addict, maybe not with the same addiction, but still an addictive personality. It can also show up in repeated toxic relationship patterns where you and your, say, siblings or cousins or family members all attract the same type of people. These are things that you want to change. You want to stop the pattern of having to repeat over and over again those lessons of finding toxic people that put you down, make you feel less, make you feel worse, cause drama, whether that toxicity is mental, emotional, or physical, they all matter. Simple ones can be struggles with money. Wealth clearing is a massive thing on the generational healing process. Rewriting limiting beliefs that you have, money stories, that money doesn't work for me, that I don't deserve to have money, living in a gentle or deep poverty aspect. These are all things that can shift with it. Self-worth, the ability to understand the value of self, what you mean to the world, what you mean for your own self, your family, and how much you are worth in how you show up, in what you be, and literally your value as a soul or a human being. It can also show up in the levels and areas of success. Some people can reach a glass ceiling and not be able to go any higher. Generational healing can help you smash through that. It gets rid of emotional heaviness, can get rid of anxiety or anger without a clear source. I believe that all of our health and physical problems are related to an emotional aspect. So if you have a generational history of, say, cancer or disease, you will find that they also have the underlying generational problems with it. Depression, unfortunately, can be hereditary. It can be passed down. Bipolar, schizophrenia, all of those things can travel down through lines that you can stand up and choose to change. Family patterns of silence, of control, of shame, of not speaking up for yourself, of not standing out for it. It doesn't matter how it shows up for you. It just matters that you grow and change and evolve through it. Science backs this up through epigenetics. Trauma and emotional responses can be literally passed down through the DNA. This is not something just for the spiritual woo-woo crowd that is, oh my God, it's just magic. It's not really. It is really, honestly, tapping into your soul, the mission your soul chose to do whilst you are here, understanding that you and your family need you to do this work, to release these patterns, to let go of what isn't yours, because you don't need to carry it any longer. Some of the signs that you may notice that you may need generational healing can be things like feeling emotions that don't really seem to belong to you, having the same thoughts or feelings that you've seen your parents do, or your siblings or cousins or grandparents, experiencing the same sort of patterns, struggling with the same behaviors. They can be learning behaviors, they can be success or whatever triggers run in the family that stop you changing and altering your perception. Cycles of scarcity or self-sabotage, conflicting, repeating across the generations. Like if your grandparent, for example, just say made all this money, then lost it, and then your parents made all this money and lost it, and you were doing the same thing, that is a generational pattern. It's not coincidence. It is not something that, just that they did. It can be passed down through DNA, through connection, through that bloodline. It doesn't have to remain that way. There is an inner knowing when you are the generational healer that you are here to do the work. Nobody has to tell you about it. You just know that you're the only one that will really rise up, wake up, and become everything that you need for your family. I have done this for my brother on many different occasions, and he's unaware of it, and that's okay. I've done it for my mother to heal things. It isn't always working, because if she doesn't embrace the healing and receive it with grace, you can't change her pattern, but we can certainly change it so my nieces and nephews don't have to carry it forward. And thankfully, as far as I can tell, they're not carrying the burdens that I've cleared. And for that, I'm always grateful. When you look at generational healing, a lot of people don't fully understand what it's all about. And this is just part of your soul saying yes to breaking patterns, changing things from what they were, and rewriting the story that you're now following of improving everything. And you look at different people and different statuses or levels where they've reached, and that generation, one person has to break it. You can have people come from great poverty that rise up to these great riches so that it continues on and on and on. This is where it comes from. Some families manage to hold on to it and keep it and continue that wealth and that prosperity and that magnificence for generations ahead. And others can have one that can come to it that has no idea and then can lose it. It is not something that is really available just for the special people. It's not like it skips anybody. It happens in many different aspects and in different perceptions around the world. It's up to us to decide what are your personal soul journeys that you need to change, what is your personal family things, and not take on board what you think it is from other people's perspectives. It is a very unique and beautiful passage of awareness and growth and ascension within your soul. Why do you want to ascend within the soul? This is usually so that you don't repeat low-lying patterns and you can evolve to that greater humanity to be really powerful healers and insightful people and leaders around the world. In order to get to the top of success of whatever level you need to release all the baggage and everything weighing down so that you can overcome the hurdles that have been put before you to rise above them to create that beauty, that nirvana, that heaven on earth that we are all seeking. A lot of people don't even understand fully what generational healing is or how to start it. But here are some practical spiritual steps that you can take in order to start your healing journey. First and foremost, it's about awareness and reflection. You need to identify and look at the patterns in your family. The best way for me to do this is through journaling. You're writing down the family patterns. What are the relationships? What are the burdens that you're carrying? What are the behaviors that you're seeing that you don't want to bring about anymore? Ask yourself, where does it really come from? Is it mine? Is it inherited? Or is it absorbed? And sometimes we can absorb healing through other people who aren't actually family members, but it still comes from the same place. But it's not yours. It's not your soul's to own. It is your soul's to transmute. There are inner work practices that you can help to deal these things like EFT or tapping. This can really help you break the cycles as you balance and realign the meridians with new thought patterns. Hypnosis can help you clear limited beliefs rooted in family dynamics. You can go back down the timeline through timeline therapy to find the exact moment that those beliefs were carved or created in your life. These are things that can be within you, within your parents or grandparents. No matter where along the timeline it exists, you can go and find it to let go of these subconscious patterns that started generations ago. There's also shadow work and inner child healing that can occur. To go and reparent your inner child, to find alignment with the shadow, accept that bad things or darkness or negative or whatever label you want to put on it happen in your family. You don't want to carry shame and blame for something someone did generationally that can rise up and stop you from creating success. Because we're not bred bad, right? Just because someone wasn't a great type of person doesn't mean that you are exactly the same as their blood. You have the power to change that. Yes, our DNA exists within it, but you can alter the DNA that you're passing forward. Meditation is a powerful tool to do this, to create bonds between you and past family members, using your healing guides to come together in a space to give you the clarity of what are the patterns that you need to align and rewire design? What are the things that you need to let go of to create new versions of? What is the forgiveness aspects that need to occur? This is why I find Ho'oponopono one of the most powerful spiritual tools in my toolkit, because you can line up a visualization of all your past family members, cut the energetic cords to them, and practice the 4 phrases of please forgive me, I'm sorry, thank you, and I love you, to reconnect from that space of love, but from the pure essence of forgiveness in itself. You can reestablish new bounds that can carry on from that. Forgiveness is a major, major factor in this, because if you can't forgive it, we certainly don't forget it. And whatever we don't forget or we don't really forgive, we are deemed to repeat. The whole reason that generational things happen is because the person before us wasn't able to forgive it, to let it go. So then the next person has to go and play out the part. Is that what we want to do? Create this repeated pattern of toxicity or negative conditioning or physical pain? These are not things that have to stay with us. You can use rituals like crystals and prayer. Connect to Jesus Christ and ask him to come and help you. God is always available to us to give us guidance and understanding and compassion through this journey. You can set intentions for releasing ancestral pain and inviting healing into your lineage. Just because the person has crossed over into the spirit world doesn't mean that this healing doesn't have to continue on, but it has to come from the earthly space first. You can rewrite patterns in your daily life by setting new boundaries, speaking your truth, and creating healthy dynamics for you and those around you. These are all things within your power of what you can do for this generational healing essence. Always remember to celebrate those small shifts, embody them, and really sit with them and feel them. For each essence of change, each healing along your lineage, you need to take consistently aligned action in altering your own perception and belief. A belief is simply a thought that we keep thinking, and we get to choose what we're thinking based on the healing that takes place and the desire and intent of what we're wanting to create instead. This is not something that is easily done by yourself. Please find a community around you. Find support networks that can give you the strength, the dynamics to heal. Not all healing is possible to do alone. You're going to need people to trade off energy with, to hold space for you, to encourage you when it gets really hard. They also can help you stay accountable. This is why I created coaching programs to do this and Shine with Shaz, because I know how hard the healing process can be. That community, collective, and especially when women get together to heal collectively, the power that we create is phenomenal. Energy healing, Reiki, breath work, sound healing can also shift stagnant patterns. Emotion code therapy, drawing out the energy bubbles of the emotion that's stuck within our physical body. Somatic healing energy, getting rid of the tension and the problems within the cells of the body. Activating things like the vagus nerve. As I said, EFT, doing things that create shifts within your physiology. Always celebrate and honor the progress. Every little step counts. And the more you celebrate, the greater the emotion and the higher vibration that you can to embody the change. A lot of these healing modalities mean that the information will never come back, but first you have to fill the empty space with the new chosen outcomes. So the new healing, the happiness, the joy, the love, the high frequency, the success, the wealth mindset, the embodiment of relationships that are healthy and happy and full of vitality. You have to embody that, because if you leave that empty space simply through muscle memory, you will drag it back in and you'll hold on to it even stronger. A generational healer is literally a pattern interrupter. They're the one that stops the unconscious loop. You are the powerful source of creation from this moment forward. You take control of who you are, what you're doing for you and your family. It stops old patterns that can look like silence and avoidance of healthy communication. If you grew up in a household where communication was never a great thing and everyone that suffered in silence, that creates anxiety and depression and problematic health and mental health issues that implode into really big things when it's unnecessary for it to do so. You can have generations of women that are people pleasing, that put everybody else first, that run themselves into the ground to the point that they create their own death because they can't stand up for themselves or fight for themselves to be what they need to be. Cycles of financial struggle, unhealthy relationships and addictions all don't have to stay with you, even if they've been part of your family lineage. The generational healer is just literally the soul that has the awareness, that knows that you can change it. But the most important factor of it is you have the courage to stand up, to be the one to make the change and to fight for this, for the injustice of what your family's been through and for the creation of the new avenue that you're creating, the new lifestyle that you want, the joys, the highs, the peace, the enlightenment, whatever you're choosing, you have the courage to do it. The pain ends up stopping because you decide that it stops, nobody else. This is why you are so important to you and your family. It is a soul chosen aspect. Before you incarnated in this life, your soul wrote in your Akashic record that you would be the generational healer. You chose it for self. You said yes to breaking the patterns, yes to healing the generations. Problems that anyone else before you couldn't do it. They didn't have the strength to fight or the knowledge and wherewithal to do so. You are strong enough. You are stronger than you even realize. And you have this great connection to connect with those that can help you and find leaders to take you forward. You have a massive intuitive insight, a powerful connection to the collective consciousness, to God, the angels, of all the beings around you. And you have this desire to be a healer of some sorts, even if it's just for self. You're very connected to do this work. You definitely feel emotions deeply, and the most common factor in most of the generational healers that I've come across, I want to say all of them, I think I haven't really come across anyone who's not, you have great empathy and that empathic skill and desire to create change. Not just sentient feeling. Sentient feeling can feel things, know and understand them without the desire to heal and change them. The empathic energy is about the healer within. You do realize that what you're actually clearing is trauma energy. And what trauma is, when it's unprocessed, it gets stored in our body, in our DNA, in our nervous system, and even in the energetic blueprint of your family. So if you are the generational healer and you don't stand up to do this work, this will be passed down to your children. The funny part is, no matter how much you resist it, you will come back and do it because it's the soul's calling and the mission within your real reason for being here on earth. And it can be massive and it can be wholly transforming on multiple levels. And it can be something very minor. So don't ever doubt that your generational healing isn't big enough, because sometimes the minor changes have the greatest impact. And sometimes the biggest changes can change the most minute things that matter the most. This means that you probably found yourself previously in many, many struggles that your parents went through, your grandparents went through, and the cycle repeated, or you even went through your own traumas, which I call the rinse and repeat cycle. So you didn't get it right the first time, they have to bring it back to smack you in the face again. This is just simply because this is your journey to show you the way forward. You see the patterns. Go talk to your siblings or cousins or other people in the family lineage, and they probably don't even notice the patterns that you're seeing within. This energy can be shifted. You can heal yourself, set yourself free, and you create a ripple that literally moves through time, past, present, and future. It is not something that's just about now. It affects time on all levels. There's no one size fits all about generational healing. It is up to you to choose how you do it, what you want to do, and what sort of modalities will work with you. I mentioned some before, but I want to work through and show you some ways to deal with it again in the now. So timeline therapy takes you on a journey down your timeline. It can be in your lifespan, so from 0 to whatever age you are. It can be in the womb, and it can be previously down the generational line. Depending on what you're healing, your generational healing may have happened in this lifetime, but in the 0 to 5 year span where your memories aren't that great, but your soul has all the memories associated with it. These things can happen in the womb. I had to heal many different aspects of my life in the womb space. And it can happen before your soul even hits into incarnation at all. Through the generation, you could be dealing with your mother's generation, your grandmother's generation, grandparents, or whoever it may be. These are things that are not limited by linear time that we have here on Earth. Time is a construct that is actually simultaneously where everything happens at every moment at the same time. So the healing you do impacts all of that time in that minute. It is powerful, it is transformative, and it really helps you see consciously as you become aware of what's hidden in your unconscious mind. It just taps into the powerful memories that are already attached inside of you. They're not seeds planted, they're just questions asked for you to find the answers within yourself. But you have to do it with a trained NLP timeline therapist. Don't attempt to do this without understanding the parts and pieces to it, because you don't want to go back and create trouble where it is. Sometimes you've got to be gentle about how you go and view some of the traumatic events that happen. And the right therapist or coach can be very mindful of that with you. NLP or neuro-linguistic programming can help you rewire limiting beliefs and reframe ideas. So get rid of the old loops of ideas, create new beliefs to install new stories and understanding of what's really going on for you and your family moving forward. Hypnosis can also help you access your subconscious mind to plant new, empowering beliefs and clear stuck energy. A lot of the reason why we don't understand what's right in front of us is that we need to go back in our unconscious mind to find what was the planted seeds that happened to us when we don't have full awareness. Somatic healing energy, things like breath work, shaking or movement, pattern disruption, just anything that releases trauma stored within the body. Breathwork is amazing to help you do very clear breaths on, like sometimes you'll breathe in for 4 in a round cycle, breathe for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. Sometimes you might breathe in for 2 and out for 7. This can help somatically get rid of energy stuck within the body. I mentioned the vagus nerve, clearing energy through this. Sometimes you might want to use kinesiology to get rid of stuck patterns within the physical being. Tapping can help you let go of things like fear and anger or shame that's attached to your energy field. It can help instill new beliefs and new thought processes. It can help just reframe what you really think or what is the story that's been told to you previously. Inner child work helps you connect and nurture your inner child. Be the parent that you didn't have. Go and love yourself as you needed to give yourself that encouragement, that beautiful, like the essence of reparenting your inner child is the most amazing healing energy I've ever worked. To give the love, to be able to be seen and heard exactly as you are, and the confidence that you can bestow on them by telling them how wonderful they are and how proud you are of what they've been through is a game changer. There are other spiritual practices where you can work with the archangels or your spirit guides. You can invite down healing energies and entities from the past to help you clear all of this. There is journaling and energetic cleansing, and as I said, emotion code to remove heavy emotions. There are lots of different ways that you can energetically cut the cords to what was in order to create what needs to become. The key approach to any of this work is that you have to work gently. This is not something to be rushed. It is not something that's a one and done. It is a process that takes time. You need to be gentle with yourself, nurture yourself, love yourself, allow yourself to feel and embody the new emotions. It doesn't mean that you have to relive everything. The best part about these healing modalities is that you can just have the subconscious awareness of what it is in order to let it go. It's about understanding the story, what you gain from it, acknowledging how you grew from it, and embracing those outcomes that can help you write the new story that you're on. Once you've identified where you're at and the patterns that you want to shift and accept it as normal before, whether that's things like staying small, not speaking up, tolerating toxic relationships, not believing in your worth, feeling that you don't deserve money, that you're unworthy of, that you lack value, that you're not special, that you don't have talent, you can begin to shift it. Awareness is key. I'm going to walk you through 5 steps of how to do some generational healing, and just to make it easy, right? So awareness, notice the pattern. When you notice that you're triggered by something or that you're doing the same pattern, stop it, halt, do whatever you need to do to break the pattern of that, and call it out with compassion. Acknowledge that this is the way I used to be. You have served me well, and I honor you for your presence. But this is not the way I choose to move forward. I instead choose whatever your new belief, intention, or powerful thought process is. We do not accept judgment. We just accept compassion, nurture, and forgiveness. If you feel shame for something that you've done, acknowledge it. Yes, this is the way that it was. This is what you did. And that's okay because you didn't know better at the time. Forgive yourself for what it was so that you can create compassionate space to let it go, to release it, to become that person that, yes, did something wrong, but has chosen better since then. You need to release what it was. And we do the releasing work through things like the EFT, the somatic release, journaling, Reiki, kinesiology, breath work, whatever tool, whatever somatic or energetically spiritual tool you have to let go of what was. Sometimes it's simply calling it out, waving your hands through your head, going like this, click it, so delete, this is what I choose instead, and instilling it with power, with belief. They don't have to be hard. They are very simple exercises that you can do within yourself. You do have all the power. The next phase will be rewire. And this is where you consciously choose your new thought process, your new beliefs. So instead of thinking I'm not good enough, we're going to anchor into ourselves that how wonderful you are, how amazing you have all the tools. You have the worth and value that's richer than all the gold across the land for what you're doing and how it's going to heal the generations to come. The power within you lies within you, not within anybody else. It is up to you how you choose what you're worthy of, what you're capable of. You are worthy of the greatest love. You are a magnificent, beautiful spiritual being that has decided to go through the worst things ever in order to create change. not just to own it and sit in it and sit there and go, poor me, this happened to me, and become the victim. You purposefully chose to transmute it for the better. Okay, we need to embody this. We need to take small, consistent steps to align to your new story. This is how you show up. This is the energy that you be. These are the routines and rituals that you put in place to become who you're becoming. This includes setting boundaries, of saying no to people that you need to say no to, not allowing people to make you feel less, of mirroring back anything negative that is not yours. It gives you an opportunity to say yes, to practice self-care without guilt, to find time for you, to utilize your space, your energy, and your time for self. The next step would be to radiate. And when we radiate and integrate this healing naturally, we shine. We have this inner glow. We have this release, this freedom, this power, this confidence, the beautiful high vibration that your family needs. Even unconsciously, you see it shift in others. You see that the work that you're doing has an impact on those around you as they allow it to be embodied within themselves too. These need to be incorporated with everyday practices. They are not something, as I said, that are one and done. So every day you need to journal and meditate and clear your energy. Be the master of your energy. Choose how you show up. Activate the vibrant feeling and the energetic frequency that you choose to show up in the world as. Use salt baths or smoke cleansing and smudging to let go of things. When the emotion's there and it feels so heavy and hard and deep, and the pain that your ancestors couldn't release, cry for them, scream, shout, do whatever you need to do to release it and get it out. Sometimes it can be primal screaming, dancing around crazy, energetically getting it through the body. Sometimes you'll need deep baths, salt baths, or go swim in the ocean, whatever you need to do to release it and let it go. Grounding your energy, being connected to nature, communicating and transmuting your energy with the trees. This is how we embody all of what it is, the way we walk, the way we breathe, mindfulness in our breathing, being aware of each breath that you take. A gratitude list can help you anchor in all the abundance and joy and your new beliefs. Gratitude shifts you in so many deep ways of just acknowledging and being thankful for what you have, and appreciation of everything that's out there will raise your frequency better than anything else. Surround yourself with supportive and aligned people that can hold your space and growth. As a generational healer, and as the one that's like the black sheep in your family or the weird one, a lot of your siblings, cousins, mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, or family are not going to recognize you for what you are. Don't share this deep work with them so they can belittle you and make you feel less than what you are. Just allow the work to energetically speak for yourself, for itself. Okay, they will notice the impact. They won't notice it straight away, but in time you'll start to see, and then they'll begin to question why things are different and how they've got improvement, and want to come to greater understanding for themselves. Remember that you're not alone in this. This is a collective movement of people here to do this generational work. It's a cycle and a big wave of like healers and cycle breakers, light workers that are here to evolve the world. Some may be doing it just for their families. Some may be doing it for their community. Some may be doing it for their state, their country, or whatever it may be. The mission that your soul chose to evolve and anchor this new energy and frequency in is up to you. This healing doesn't mean you have to be perfect. You're going to have breakdown days. You're going to have tantrum days of where you're screaming and you're over it, and you want to like give it all up and cry to the world, why me? Why do I have to do this? Why am I the only one that cares? And that's okay. Because this means choosing your alignment over and over again. So you let that go, you release it, and come back to your intention. Value what you're standing up for what you're creating, what you're bringing to the world and society around you. As you live in love and light and embody this, your whole world around you will change. When you get stuck, just say this with me, right? I release what's not mine. I heal my lineage with love and compassion. I choose a new story for me and for those who come after me. This powerful invocation will help you let go of anything that's not yours. You don't have to own it. You are not meant to hold on to it. You are here to transmute it, release it, embody it, embrace it, and move it on. If this episode really helps you and you find yourself wanting to know more about generational healing and you're not sure how to go about it, I'm about to create a guide, just a step-by-step generational healing guide to help you. You can download it. There'll be a link in the episode. But also, don't forget to reach out. I have a 30-minute free coaching call where you can come and have a chat to me. I can give you some tips and techniques on how to do this. If you're not sure how to do some EFT, I'll write your tapping script and help you along the way. But you are the powerful master creator right here and right now. Honor yourself. Love yourself. And I personally thank you for doing this, because knowing other people do this fulfills my soul, because as we all create this healing, as we all create this change in our small way, in our own small family, this collectively brings about a greater change to humanity. And I'm all for that. You are not meant to do this alone, and I am here to walk this path with you. So if you need to reach out, book a call, have a chat, or just send me a DM on Facebook. Until next time. Thanks for listening to the Spiritual Awakening with Shaz podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below so you don't miss an episode. You can also follow us on Facebook with the links below. Until next time, trust your intuition and let your spirit soar.